It's Friday night from Painesville. Good evening and welcome to Newsline on ELBC Radio. 60 minutes of one of the major happenings making rounds on the national and international scene. Today is December 12th, 2025, and I'm your presenter, Vasta Talu. These are the top stories. President Joseph Boakai praises significant progress in agriculture as he opens National Agriculture Fair in Nema County. Government and the Kuwaiti Fund signed 12.8 million financing agreement for the Salaye Konya Road project in Lufa County. Central Bank of Liberia signs agreement with Lone Star Cell, MTN, and Orange as prelude to the launch of inclusive instant payment system. And away from home, four commanders of Sudan's paramilitary rapid force support forces sanctioned for suspected atrocities in the city of Alpha Shah, sorry. The details of these plus the news in Liberian, English, and French, the weather report, sports, and the roundup of our foreign news are all packaged in this edition of ELBC News Now. But first, Nakita Ravos in a bulletin of news.
President Joseph Boakai has officially opened the 2025 National Agriculture Fair in Niba County, highlighting significant progress in the sector. President Boakai said this is backed by the recent World Bank's report indicating 3.4% growth in the sector, triggering a 1.3% contribution to the country's GDP. The Liberian leader emphasized that this growth is being made possible through the collective efforts of local farmers, mostly women, as well as development partners. President Boakai described the annual event as a celebration of hard work, resilience, creativity, and a reminder of the deep connection that Liberians have to the soil. He expressed government's unflinching commitment to empowering the sector, noting that a country that feeds itself remains a nation of freedom. Meanwhile, government has disclosed plans to construct 13 mechanization service centers in 2025 to boost agriculture production. The centers, when completed, will increase productivity and ensure progress made in the agriculture sector remains sustainable and reliable. The disclosure was made by President Joseph Boakai at the opening of the 2025 National Agriculture Fair in Niba County on Friday. President Boakai said agriculture as a key component of the arrest agenda must be prioritized by providing financial and logistical support to the sector's advancement. The Liberian leader believes such commitment is critical to restoring dignity to the country's agriculture workforce and a major step towards encouraging productivity. The government of Liberia and the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development have signed a 12.8 million United States dollars financing agreement for the Salaye Konya Road. The agreement signed in Monrovia forms part of a broader multi-donor effort to fully fund the roadway from Salaye through Konya, approximately 50 kilometers, and eventually extends it to Vondiamam. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Finance and Development Planning Minister Gustin Gafuan expressed gratitude on behalf of President Joseph Boakai, the government, and the Liberian people. Minister Gafuan recounted Liberia's long-standing relationship with the Kuwaiti Fund, dating back to 2010 when he and then Vice President Joseph Boakai engaged Kuwait during Liberia's debt relief negotiation. He also noted that despite disruptions such as the Ebola outbreak, the Saudi Fund, BADEA, and the OPEC fund continue supporting Liberia's infrastructure push. Both Minister Gaffron and Public Works Minister Roland Giddens, who attended the ceremony, emphasized that construction on parts of the corridor will still that had stalled because Liberia had not met its debt service obligation in previous years. Leading the Kuwaiti Fund delegation, Nawaf al-Dabous reaffirmed his government's commitment to Liberia development. Mr. al-Dabous assured the Liberian government that Kuwait will continue to support and assist Liberia. He said Kuwait looked forward to implementing the project hand in hand and to supporting additional priorities projects in Liberia. The Central Bank of Liberia has signed the participation and service level agreement with Lone Star Cell, MTN, Mobile Money, and Orange Money to advance the operations of the inclusive instant payment system. The agreement outlines how CBL, MTN Mobile Money, Orange Money, and TISA Works will switch operator will work together to smoothly and securely operate the instant payment system. Central Bank Executive Governor Heron Samoa said the milestone reflects the collective commitment to expanding secure, fast, and affordable data payments for all Liberians. Governor Samoa said it will ensure interconnectivity across MTN mobile money users to send money to Orange Money and vice versa. He emphasized that together, the CDL, Lone Star Cell MTN, and Orange are building a more inclusive financial future for Liberia. The Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration has dedicated a newly constructed annex to host additional clients. Speaking at the event on Friday in Painesville, the founder of the center, Senator Abraham Darius DeLon, said the annex was constructed with the financial support of the Lema Bowie Peace Foundation. He noted that the construction of the annex will see the rehabilitation of additional disadvantaged youths from Mozzarella County and other parts of the country. The newly constructed annex, named Lima and Yombly Lodge, contains 12 beds, while the existing building contains a tailoring area and a computer lab. According to Senator DeLong, more than 200 disadvantaged youth have been rehabilitated since the establishment of the center in 2021. Meanwhile, the founder of the Lema Bowie Peace Foundation, Lema Bowie, has admonished young people to believe in themselves and make a difference in society. Madam Bowie said, although life is difficult, it is easier to live if young people make themselves available to be transformed. The Nobel laureate urged disadvantaged youth to make use of their talents and skills to reclaim their position in society. She called on those undergoing rehabilitation to see knowledge and new skills acquired as a motivation to revamp their lives. Madam Bowie made the statement Friday in Painesville during the dedication of the newly constructed annex of the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration in Copper Farm. Popular Liberian rapper Kaudo Cole, also known as Bucky Raw, and several others were arrested Friday by agents of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency for allegedly being in possession of 31 grams of marijuana. The suspects were apprehended during an early morning raid in Duparo community on Friday. The LDEA says the action was carried out under its ongoing Clean Wave campaign aimed at removing drugs from communities. LDEA agents with a search warrant moved in the area and conducted a sweep of the residence where the suspects were taken into custody. According to the LDEA, Bokiro and the others are under investigation and will be sent to court since that's when the full-scale investigation is conducted. The agency also dismissed social media claims and maintained that the operation was done legally. Meanwhile, the LDEA is urging the public to report drug-related activities through its hotlines. Liberia Petroleum Refining Company LPRC Managing Director Amos Stoy says the entity remains determined in fulfilling its national mandate. Mr. Stoy said the LPRC will continue to work diligently to ensure significant improvements in Liberia's petroleum industry. He added that the management of LPRC is determined to reform the entity's pension system for employees. The LPRC board made the statement on Thursday during the retirement of 15 long-serving employees of the company. He lauded the retirees for their dedicated service to the entity over the years, assuring them of the management's openness to utilize their expertise for the good of the company. Meanwhile, the retirees appreciated the management of LPRC for recognizing their contributions to the improvement of the entity. And in sports now, activities marking the official opening ceremony of the 2025-2026 National County Sports Meet will take place this weekend in Harper City, Maryland County. Our sports reporter said the chief patron of sports, or his designee, is expected to take the kickoff ahead of Maryland facing Grand Coulee in the only match on Saturday. The preliminary rounds go into motion Sunday in Bassa, Nimba, Bapolu, and Maryland counties in football and kickball matches, respectively. Lofa are the defending champions of the county meet.
Nikita Rebels there with the news bulletin. She makes a return later with our weather report and international development. One of the big stories we are following this evening, Central Bank of Liberia signs agreement with Lone Star Cell, MTN, and Orange as prelude to the launch of inclusive instant payment system. Activities in observance of this year's National Agriculture Fair were earlier on Friday launched in Nima County. The annual event brings together farmers from across Liberia to showcase their agriculture produce and gather support for future productions. At the launch of the event, President Joseph Boakai highlighted significant progress made so far in the sector.
This is